You're dry everywhere, genuinely Sahara Desert dry everywhere. You're gonna have dry skin, it's gonna peel, you're gonna have dry lips, they may crack, they may bleed, they're going to hurt. You are starting Accutane, or you are on Accutane currently, Isotretinoin, and you're like, what is this? What's going on? Maybe you've read some stuff already. I'm gonna tell you as someone that has come out the other side after using Accutane for 6 months. I am now over a year post Accutane, and my skin has been doing bits. I will put pictures and videos of my skin with no makeup on throughout the video so you guys can really see. But I wanted to just put everything together of my experience as a patient. I know we can get perspectives from dermatologists and experts in those fields, but I just wanted to give a real conversation about someone that started Accutane, what my expectations were, what I dealt with, my side effects, all of that jazz. So I will put the chapters on the screen, also down below, so you can just skip to any bits that are relevant to you in your Accutane journey. Or if you're just starting, then please, I recommend watching as much as you can to get an overview of what this treatment is like. Accutane is not a joke. It is serious. And the side effects are endless, really, but there are some very common side effects that I had to deal with, and I will speak about those in this video. First and foremost, with expectations of what Accutane would do for my skin, it went above and beyond. This was a last resort for me, and I honestly knew that if this was going to work, it was going to clear my skin. But even then, it has cleared my skin and kept it clear for such a long time. Like the breakouts I was having previously, I just don't have breakouts like that anymore. That acne has stopped. As a side note, why I decided to start Accutane was because my skin had been going through it for years and years and years. I use topical creams that definitely help my skin. I'm not gonna take that away from any of the brands that I've used or mentioned on my channel. They have done and worked wonders for my skin. My problem was that I could not maintain it. No matter what I did, I would end up back with more acne in the future. Now, there's a hormonal aspect, there's so many things that I went into and I looked in every avenue. Is it my diet? What can I change about my diet? What can I do to make this better? Is it my hormones? Let's get them tested, let's check. What can I do to make that better? So many things, and it was just so much on me of like, this is my fault that I have acne. When actually, bottom line is, people that don't have acne have skin that acts different. And now that I have been on Accutane, my skin now acts different, meaning I don't get those breakouts. That's what it comes down to. So please remove so much pressure from yourself of self-blame as to why you have acne or that it's all your fault, because actually it's just your skin. Your skin is doing a madness and it's okay. The type of acne I dealt with was a lot along the jawline and the cheeks, which is definitely related to hormones, but I could never find anything through going to the doctors or through doing tests that came to my home to check my hormones. I never had major indications that my hormones were wildly out of balance. And also, I feel that it can be unfair to say, okay, my hormones are unbalanced and now I just have to balance them. Like that's a very easy thing to do. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's easier than I think it is, but it can be hard to balance things in general. Like trying to balance your gut health, for example, which is another thing which I thought might have been leading to my acne, which was beneficial regardless, working on my gut health and ensuring that I've got healthy probiotics, you know, taking probiotics to ensure that my gut health was there. But balancing it can be hard because unless you know what you're short of in your gut, it's gonna be hard to balance it out, right? So if you don't know, then you can't balance things that you don't know what you're balancing. But to start this video, I would be doing myself a disservice if I did not mention the mental toll acne had on me. Acne had me in a chokehold. Acne was everything I thought about. My channel was all about acne. What I'm trying to do to help my acne, what I'm doing to clear my skin. I'm using this, I'm trying that, I'm buying this, I'm doing chemical peels, I'm doing microneedling, I'm trying this cream, I'm trying that lotion. And it just got to the point where it was exhausting. And the mental toll of always having things on my skin that are not deemed by society as beautiful or acceptable or whatever in between, it was just a lot. And like I mentioned before, the self-blame of I'm doing something wrong, that's why I have acne, can really eat you up inside. And I know that with Accutane, because it is a strong drug, there are a lot of people that are like against it. But honestly, for some people, it's the thing that is going to clear their skin. So whilst I'm here, I'm not gonna be, I recommend it, it's so easy, No, I'm gonna say, I hope I'm speaking to an adult that can make a decision about their skin and decide if that's something they would want to go through or not. That's it. I'm not here to persuade. I'm not here to put people off it. I'm here to share my experience and you take from it what you will. So before starting Accutane, I tried pretty much everything from antibiotics, tretinoin, chemical pills, microneedling, lots of things basically. And a lot of those are on my channel. They're old videos, but if you want to check them out, they're on this page. I'd reached the age of 27 and I'd had enough. By the time I started Accutane, I was 28 and I was over it. I wanted something that was going to clear my skin, and Accutane had the best results basically. I did my Accutane treatment through Treat Direct, which allowed me to get my Isotretinoin sent to me. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not here to recommend that everyone goes to Treat Direct, but I can say from my personal experience, I'm so glad I did. And I worked with them, so I got my treatment for free. That was the best thing I could have done for my skin at that point. And I know that this was it's a strong drug and there are a lot of side effects that can affect your liver, and you need to be monitored for that reason. You need to go and have blood tests. This isn't a joke, this is serious stuff. But for me, I'd reached the point where I was willing to do that. I was willing to do the regular blood tests. I was willing to suffer the side effects in order to get clear skin. Now, the side effects I'm talking about are more surface level that come with Accutane. Some people, especially people that just have naturally clear skin, may not understand why you would put yourself on such a strong drug that may cause damage or may do this, that, and the other just for your skin. But it's not just skin. There's so much that comes with it, mentally, physically, the toll, the self-blame, the self-doubt that gets either removed or diluted from your life. When you're making a decision, make the decision for yourself, not what other people will think or think of you or what you should do. Because yes, the holistic route may have worked for people. And I would love to have done the holistic route and really felt like it changed my skin, but it didn't. And who knows, maybe I did it wrong, but at the same time, maybe it just didn't work for me. And that's okay. So in this segment of the video, I'm gonna speak about dosage. The dosage of the Accutane treatment slowly increased, and that would therefore kind of flare up the side effects because it's a stronger amount going into your body. So I'm gonna have a little break here where I can break down the dosages over the months, because I had it for 6 months. It kind of started steadily increasing and then it started to go down again to help your skin. And because you'd have a pill that was a certain amount, some days you'd have to do more in one day to average out a certain milligram. So here's a little breakdown of the dosaging system that I had in place for me, created by my doctor. Also listened to my side effects when I checked in. If I was dealing with something too much, maybe they'd want to pull me down. If I wasn't seeing any results or I wasn't dealing with any side effects, they might want to boost me up. That's what the point of checking in with the doctor was regularly, to see how my treatment was going and where it can be adjusted.
Basically, my dosage was 20 milligrams per tablet, and this slowly increased 20, 40, 60. In between, there were some days where it was a bit odd. So for example, I take 2 tablets one day and 1 tablet the next. Also guys, whilst I'm here, I want to mention that you should not be getting pregnant on this drug because it can cause harm to an unborn baby. So you're advised to go on birth control or abstinence or some way or form that means you're not going to get pregnant. Within the treatment, it is important that that doesn't happen. So I did monthly pregnancy tests, which I took a picture of to send to my doctor to reassure them that I am not pregnant and therefore can continue with the treatment. And whilst we're here with other bits, just make sure that you're not doing waxing. You won't be able to do laser hair removal or anything like that because your skin is going to be so sensitive. So I just thought I would add that here to round all the information up.
Your Accutane dosage overall is a cumulative dose. So you've got an end goal and they're going to spread that over 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, a year, whatever it is for you. And it's going to be based on your body weight. So that goes into the equation as well. 6-month treatment is quite long, and I wanted to ensure that I was going into it with an open mind, knowing that this is my last thing I'm going to try for my skin basically, and I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to do it the best I can. So for me, that involved ensuring that I was having a fatty meal when I was taking my Isotretinoin, because that helps it absorb. You need fat, and good fats. You can have avocado, peanut butter, things that are just going to help that Accutane actually get into your system, because otherwise you're taking these pills, but if you're not having it with something that's fatty and is going to help it absorb, you're only getting a certain amount into your system and it may not have or yield the same results. I also stopped drinking alcohol throughout these 6 months. Not a massive drinker or anything, but I didn't drink a drop of alcohol because my liver was already going through it by me actively putting this Accutane into my body, this high dose of vitamin A into my body. I didn't want to then be making my liver go into overdrive by me drinking. Now, the odd glass of Prosecco or something probably wouldn't have been awful, but I just fully preferred to avoid it at all costs. My liver is already going through it, so let me give it less to detox. I felt anxious about starting the treatment because of all the lengthy side effects. And I'm not gonna pretend that that didn't deter me from doing it sooner. That is something that's why I put it off. There's a lot of side effects, I'm scared, and I don't want to deal with the common side effects, and I don't want to deal with something rare. Who knows what could happen in the future? The confidence and the life that I live now because I don't have that acne is life-changing, and I'm not gonna act like it's not. For a lot of people it is. My brother was also on Accutane, and it changed his skin and it changed his life. It's real. This is medical intervention for something that you're struggling with. And that's how I had to look at it and be like, well, I'm hoping this will work for me, and it did. So let's talk side effects. Massively dry lips, instantly. Thing I remember off the top of my head, dry lips from the get-go, dry lips that got drier, that would start to peel and crack in the corners. I genuinely believe, my personal opinion is that you can't necessarily prevent that. Maybe if you're on a lower dose, it will be much less noticeable, but throughout your treatment, you are going to have dry lips, and they will be crusty, they will be peely, they will hurt, they may bleed. Mine did bleed at points. One thing I didn't really realize with Accutane is it's drying you out everywhere. Like, you hear about the dry skin, dry lips, but it's drying all of your body, dry arms, dry legs. You're dry everywhere, genuinely Sahara Desert dry everywhere. Dry eyes is something I remember having in the beginning, and then it wasn't something I dealt with a lot, but everyone's gonna be different. You might suffer from dry lips, dry eyes, itchiness, whatever it is. For me, the main thing I remember immediately was the dry skin, but the dry lips for me were worse. It's something I've not had before. With tretinoin and other retinoids, I've dealt with dry skin before. You're gonna have dry skin, it's gonna peel, you're gonna have dry lips, they may crack, they may bleed, they're going to hurt. Now, product recommendations, I think I'll do a separate video on. Top of mind, Aquaphor and CeraVe was really helpful as well, like the cream. I had some go-to products, and I had a very, very simple skincare routine. I also stopped all actives like a month or so before starting Accutane, because I just didn't want anything to be basically something that could also allow irritation to my skin from previous use. My routine was simple. I didn't use any other actives in this time. The vitamin A from Isotretinoin and Accutane is going to do all the work you need. You don't need to be adding glycolic acid or a bit of this or helping speed things along. You don't need to do it. Trust me, just have a very simple moisturizing routine, a cleanser, a moisturizer, maybe a serum that's hydrating, and a sunscreen. That's all you need. In fact, a lot of the time I didn't even cleanse in the morning because my skin was so dry. I didn't need to. Something to note is sun sensitivity. Now, I can't say that I would go out and burn quicker or anything, but I knew that this drug is going to make me much more sensitive to the sun, and therefore I always lathered up in sunscreen. I will do shorts and a full video on products just to really dive into that, because in this video I want to do an ultimate guide, but I don't want to focus on you need this specific sunscreen or you need that specific moisturizer, because everyone's different. I would definitely share my favorites, but the point was your skin's going to be very sensitive. You're going to need a go-to sunscreen that you're going to wear daily. I was already into this routine because of tretinoin, because of having acne, to be honest. When I had acne, any treatment I was using required me to stay out of the sun or to protect my skin from the sun. So I've always had SPF to hand. And with Accutane, I was just very cautious with it. Okay, it's summer, I'm out in the sun. I also invested in like a really great sun hat because I was doing anything to protect my skin, because again, my skin's going through it. My skin is in a very sensitive state, and I can't be abusing that. Another side effect that came a lot later down the road, I believe it is in the leaflet I will put on the screen if I am correct, but it was hair loss. I dealt with a lot more hair coming out. Now, it wasn't like I started balding or had a patch or anything like that. It was just a lot more natural fall would come out. For example, if I would do this, I would have a ball of hair here. It was just coming out a lot easier. I am pretty sure that that is a side effect of the drug, and that was very much near the end of treatment. I also started to get a bit of the stiffness in the joints by that point. That reminds me, actually, to do with the stiffness of the joints, I'd been taking cod liver oil tablets throughout this period as well to just help my bones, because vitamin A at that dosage can affect the bones. I will put on the screen in a very scientific way of how to articulate that to you so I don't misinform, but it is one of the side effects. I believe I started to see results after 3 months. The results are accumulated over time, and it definitely feels like, because you're sold Accutane as this magic drug that can get you clear skin, when you're not seeing your acne disappearing instantly or after a month, it's a bit like, is this even doing anything? But it takes time. Like most acne treatments, it will take a bit of time. And I definitely could say after 3 months, I could see my skin clearing up. However, the treatment is what makes it difficult, is that you're dealing with your acne that you're always dealing with anyway, along with dry skin, along with these other side effects like dry, cracked lips. It just feels like heavier than just having your acne. You're dealing with your acne and all this other stuff that's coming with it and whatever side effects you may get, and then you're not seeing the results as well. It can feel a bit disheartening. But honestly, during these times, I just reminded myself that it's gonna take time. I made the YouTube video sharing how I'm feeling in that moment. I journaled things to just get it out of my head and just know that this is like part of the process, essentially. I also listened to my doctor and dermatologist, because it is like, if they're telling me you should start seeing results at this point, then why am I expecting to see it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It's unrealistic. They see it all the time and they know this is their area of expertise. So trust your doctor and go with the flow, basically, even though it is a bit of a bumpy ride. No pun intended. By the 6-month period, my skin had really cleared. However, what Accutane is working on is your oil glands and like your pores and things. Accutane can't do so much for like post-inflammatory pigmentation left behind. Obviously, it is slowly exfoliating, so there will be some results there. But from that, I was then prescribed tretinoin, which I've had previous experiences with. Even then, I wasn't so strict with my skincare routine because I went through a lot of life changes in that period of time, which is my excuse, but I'm back on regular use of tretinoin now to help with post-inflammatory marks that are still left behind and indentations. But honestly, from the skin I had to the skin I have now, I feel so much more comfortable and I don't feel the need to always be doing something for my skin that I definitely had before, which is definitely evident from my YouTube channel, all the videos I had and all these different things I was trying. It's clear that this girl was trying to clear her skin and was trying to find the thing that was going to do it. And in the end, it ended up being Accutane for me. Big question is, did the acne come back? Did the acne come back a month after, a year after? Like, has it come back? No, I have not dealt with a single breakout like this since starting Accutane. I don't know, because in another year I could have a different story, but I can look at my brother, we have the same genetics, and I can say that we have not had the flare-ups and severity of acne that we've had in the past before Accutane. I now have breakouts here and there, but I would consider it the odd spot versus an actual breakout of various spots on my cheeks and chin like I've had before. I haven't experienced that and it is amazing. It's such a freeing feeling to just know that my skin is behaving. That treatment is what did that for me. And now tretinoin is maintaining that for me. Sometimes adapalene, I should mention as well. Adapalene, basically retinoids, is what's maintaining my skin for me now. So like I said, I'm not here to sell it, I'm not here to tell you to try it, and I'm not here to put you off or say don't do it. I'm just sharing my experience. Please take from it what you will. Please feel free to leave any questions or things that I might have missed out, because there's definitely, this is like a past memory now. Let me know what you're struggling with, or if it worked for you, or if you have your own advice that you would give someone, then please share it in the comments, because it is a community. And I know that from my YouTube channel being focused so much on skincare for so many years, a lot of my subscribers are skincare focused or have dealt with acne or are currently dealing with acne. Maybe they're toying with the idea of starting Accutane, but they're unsure. So please share your thoughts. And it doesn't have to be positive. You can share something where I was, you know, this sucked, it didn't work for me, or I had a horrible experience, because as many different experiences as possible is going to help someone make the decision that's right for them. Because I was reading all sorts of comments, Reddits, different YouTube videos, to figure out whether this is worth it or if this is something I want to invest in, because it is an investment, either financially, mentally, physically, or all three combined. It is an investment and it is commitment. You have to commit and you have to take your treatment and you have to go through the ride of not such fun side effects. Accutane can be very tough. I would say it's not for the faint-hearted. It's for the people that are kind of desperate to be like, okay, I'm finally gonna clear my skin and this is what's gonna get me there, so I'm gonna go through the stuff, you know, the regular blood tests, the regular doctor check-ins, the dosage up-in, the side effects, the sensitive skin, the peeling, the hair loss, whatever might come. I should also say that hair loss-wise, my hair went back to normal. My hair went back to normal. My joints started to hurt less and less and less. It was mainly stiffness for me. I got very stiff. So it's the same with the dry lips or the dry skin. You're not gonna have it after Accutane, but Accutane does actually stay in your system for a couple of months after the treatment. Put on the screen how many months, because I really can't remember. So with that in mind, some of the side effects will continue, but they will definitely diminish over time and you will basically go back to normal. It's a tough journey. Isotretinoin, it's not easy, but it is for those that are willing to go through that to get that clear skin. You will get through it with the right prep and the right mindset and also the right support, both medically and also just friends, family that are gonna help you get through a bit of a rubbish time really. Your makeup doesn't sit the same, you look different, your lips aren't doing things you want them to, but with time you will adjust, and also 6 months to have your whole life is a small chunk. I'll link down below the video that I filmed when I was on Accutane of my current skincare routine so you can see the products there. But like I said, I'll do an ultimate guide to the products that I used and why they helped me so much and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, skincare, lifestyle, everything in between. Please don't forget to give this video a like if you found it helpful, and leave a comment if you have more to share about your Accutane experience or any questions. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.